What's up, Cancers? Let's go ahead and get into your collective reading. This is for the Cancer collective. We all have the archetype of Cancer somewhere in our chart. Are you a Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Cancer, 12th house Cancer, traditional 4th house Cancer? What's your Cancer placement? How does Cancer energy show up in your life? This is just going to be like whatever your higher self, whatever spirit wants you to know, whatever your subconscious wants to reveal to you at the moment. I'm sending you so much love. I pray that this message reaches you where you need it. Go ahead and set some intentions. Take a deep breath. I've already said my prayer and cleansed the cards. So let's see what Spirit has to say. Messages for the Cancer collective. Queen of Swords, setting boundaries, being clear, being open, being receptive, moving through chaos and confusion, establishing clarity for yourself before things get chaotic. And we do have Uranus and Gemini, like things are changing. The star energy, healing, restoration after calamity. It's interesting that we see the star after the 5 of Wands here, because in the major arcana, the star follows the tower. So something has significantly changed, but you were learning how to like set boundaries, and now you're like healing after the truth has been revealed. Could be a truth with family, with friends, where something got chaotic. You had to see through the illusions. You had to learn how to choose, how to sort through your own thoughts, things that you thought you wanted. The 2 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Your underlying energy is about having some sort of heart-to-heart, some sort of union. There was some sort of a painful ending that happened. Maybe because of that, you've been working on healing your inner child. We've got the Lovers energy twice at the bottom here. We got the 2 of Cups and we have the Lovers. We have 2 6s back to back, so the number 6 could be significant here. And then we have that mirrored image of the Emperor, which we already know, Cancer, that is you. It's hard to see yourself in this Emperor energy. In the tarot, we get the symbolism of Aries, but in astrology, we know that Cancer rules the 4th house. It's love, nurturing your roots, understanding who you truly are that is behind the Emperor of the energy. It's the unseen energy of the Emperor. You're moving on to calmer waters. You're learning how to make choices in regards to matters of the heart. King of Wands, you're learning how to be more confident, more passionate. This is the second 2 that we're seeing at the bottom of the deck energy, followed by another 6. We have the Moon card, the Magician, Knight of Cups, and the Hierophant. So you are learning how to manifest, coming out of confusion, learning how to make decisions, leading confidently as well. I'm getting, again, I've said this before, I feel like my energy readings really are geared towards the Divine Masculine. No shade to my Divine Feminines, okay? We're here always, and you get your messages where you need them. But the divine masculine is going through a significant up leveling and upgrade. The feminine is as well, but we started the shit. We're leading it. We're a little bit further along. I low-key want to say we have been a lot further along in our journey, but it has been hidden and unseen. And so now the masculine energy is really being worked on. Swords and wands energy is yang energy. So the fact that we have the Queen of Swords at the beginning and the King of Wands at the end, it's like the masculine is learning by tapping more into their feminine how to actually lead with the truth, living a life of truth, ruling with the truth, and still being open and receptive, not being closed off and authoritative. And then we have the King of Wands, spiritual, passionate, creative, a leader, low key a magician. I mean, this is like double magician energy here. And learning how to lead with their hearts, learning how to tap more into their emotions, learning how to see through their own illusions. And the divine is the one that has been providing that light. More messages for the Cancer collective. Six of Cups. So many sixes. So many sixes. I feel like we saw the Six of Swords. We saw the Lovers. We saw the Six of Pentacles. I don't know if I mentioned it, but it was at the bottom of the deck. And then here is the Six of Cups. So the energy of the six, harmony, love. And then we got 6 cups and 8 cups. Is that 14 cups? So you're finding balance. You're learning temperance. You're learning self-control. You're learning emotional control. You had to learn how to walk away from some things. Here goes another 7. Learning how to like take stock. What do you keep? What do you throw away? What do you invest in? What did you maybe not invest in well? And you have been experiencing some disappointment, some loss, feelings of regret when it comes to that energy, but it was necessary because it has shown you how to tap more into your heart space, how to lead with your heart, how to lead with your emotions. I feel like there's an Empress on your mind because we have, first of all, the Queen of Cups, like another queen. And then even behind that, we see the King of Wands. So we got the King of Pentacles, King of Wands, but, and I'm getting divine counterpart energy because Pentacles, feminine, Wands, masculine, but 2 kings. Swords, masculine, Cups, feminine, but 2 queens. Balanced energy here. But also the fact that the Empress is all of the queens and the High Priestess, low-key. So we have the 3 of Pentacles and the 3 of Swords. Like, you want to work together with this Empress, but you also broke her heart. And if this is you, it's like you want to rebuild something in your life, but decisions that you've made, thoughts that you've had, communications, arguments, things, you're recovering. You're like healing from a broken heart. And I'm picking up that song from Alicia Keys. How do you love someone that treats you oh so good, with intentions good? What's that song? How do you find the words to say goodbye? When your heart don't have the heart to say goodbye, to say goodbye. And even in the 6 of Cups, there's someone who's walking away in the background. I'm getting very, very strongly the energy of walking away. Like walking away from a love that you didn't want to walk away from. And now you're having to have the strength to walk away from the things that you thought you wanted, the things that you thought you wanted. More messages for the collective. 7 of Swords, a lot of 7s, a lot of 6s, a lot of 7s. So it's like you're having to hold your boundary, hold your ground. We're seeing another 9. We saw the 2 9s at the beginning in the cut that I showed you but did not say. So standing your ground, holding your position, knowing that you have the upper hand. And you have to like decide. This is still the seven, even though it's not an energy of the two, it still brings us to like discernment, choices, because the sevens, it's like you have to reflect. You have to know. The sevens, it's like when you have to find some sort of balance. Clarify the Seven of Wands. This is the first card I wanted to clarify. Knight of Wands. Okay. Yeah, so like the Knight of Wands can be someone flighty. Very interesting that we have the Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Someone who is like playing games. And even like the Knight of Wands can be like hot and cold energy, like rushes in, but then I want to say rushes out, but it's like someone flighty. One of my other favorite readers calls the Knight of Wands like the Saturday night card. It's like someone who's not consistent, hot and cold, passionate, but unreliable. We have another seven. I feel like we've seen four sevens, even though we haven't seen them in all four suits. I even saw the Chariot card. So we saw the Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, Seven of Swords, Seven of Wands. We've seen all the sevens. And I saw the Chariot earlier. So seven energy, Cancer energy is really, really prominent here as well. But like passionate but consistent. Like it's like you're learning how to, and I'm hearing from the other reading. Interesting that I said other reason. From the other reading about going through the process, not being afraid to go through the process. So it's like the Seven of Wands. I'm getting like knowing how to hold your ground and go through the process. Like if you were playing games and you have to show someone that you're consistent, that you've changed, that you're stable, that you're reliable, that you're no longer in Knight of Wands energy, that you're in Knight of Pentacles energy. And the divine is what handed you that pentacle. Like it's not like you're being egotistical about this. Like you know that what you have has come from, I'm even getting has come from the feminine. Like maybe this feminine that you've been involved with was a really big part of how you're even able to be so stable, consistent, reliable at this point. As if like things that they taught you have really supported you on your journey at this time. Because maybe you were the type of person who like yes you feel as though you're like tapped into your emotions, but as if you like make emotional decisions, holding on when maybe you shouldn't, like being too focused on partying, friendship, feel good emotions, wanting to like feel like you're independent, but really it's like you've kind of sabotaged that hanged man energy, that change in perspective. Losing things, losing the things that you thought you wanted has really helped to change your perspective right now. Giving more for the Cancer Collective. Ace of Wands. A passionate new beginning that the divine is handing to you. Victory and success, validation, recognition, after being willing to take this journey. And it feels heavy. It feels like a little burdensome, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I mean, when you're having to recover, yeah, Two of Cups. It's worth it. Two of Cups, Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Like this fulfilling love, this romance, this emotional breaking open that you've had has given you a completely new perspective on love, on happiness, on what true fulfillment is. But you had to go through walking away, feeling lost, feeling confused. Oh, now I have to like really learn how to make a choice and make up my mind. Wow. Wow. I mean, just the synchronicities with the numbers. I mean, Page of Pentacles, like someone who is actually willing to learn. Like you're willing to do things differently. You have a fresh perspective, something brand new that you're bringing to the table. Nine of Wands energy. This is like we've seen like all the nines. Minus Nine of Pentacles. Did we see Nine of Pentacles at the beginning? We've seen like so many nines at this point. Ace of Cups. The only ace that we haven't seen is the Ace of Swords. But you've been going through like this massive ego death, being up in your head, having a lot of anxiety, sorting through your illusions because God is trying to hand you this cup. Look how the Ace of Cups is like perfectly centered in the middle. This is all centered around a new emotional beginning, a new beginning in love. And it had to be balanced. Okay, that was 9 cards. Let's just get one more. What's everything about this cycle? What's this cycle really about here? What's this cycle really about for Cancer? Choosing. It's oh my God. Knowing how to invest in what truly nurtures you. The fact that this is a gardener and the Empress, like the 3 Earth energy, Taurus, Venus, Venusian energy, the body, the pentacles here, like everything about this whole karmic cycle, and I'm saying karmic cycle just because of the 10 of Swords earlier and the 10 of Wands energy that we even got, right? This whole cycle that you have been going through is about you knowing where and when to invest. And you invest in what nurtures you. You invest in your Empress. You invest into your divine feminine. Even if this is just for you personally and not about a relationship, you invest into the unseen, the divine mother, your roots, your subconscious. The 10% that you invest is towards the 90%. You only have that 10% to really work with because 90% of it came from the divine. 90% of it you're not even tapped into consciously. And this is getting into like consciousness and creation and our brains. The life that we're living truly. Okay, like the Bible talks about like tithing money. It's not necessarily about tithing your money. It's about the 10% of your mind that you have to work with. And the other 90% is subconscious. It doesn't mean it's not consciousness. It's not dead. It's something hidden. It's something unseen. It's something that is a part of the whole. And so we as an individual, we have our 10% to work with. I have this theory that like really our mind can be opened up to more, but that is up to the divine. That's the increase that comes from the divine, something that we cannot control. We can only do our part, and it's up to source energy. It's up to supreme consciousness if we are given more. Are you making the decision to allow yourself to have more? Depending on how you're investing your energy. Where are you investing your time? Where are you putting your resources? So, what are the underlying subconscious energies that have affected you when it comes to how you invest your energy, time, emotions, your body? Where did that come from? 3 of Cups. It came from friendship, partying, like as if you felt like reaching for only happy emotions is what fulfills you. And I feel that really, really strong with Cancer energy as well. A lot of Cancers, it's like, oh, I just want to have fun. But Cancers secretly have some of the toughest time dealing with their shadows. It's like they don't want to look at it. They do not want to look at it. It's like if I don't think about it, and this is like toxic spirituality, spiritual bypassing, commercial manifestation. Oh, just if I just only think about the good things, if I just only celebrate, if I just come together with my friends, if I'm drinking, if I'm partying, if I'm having a good time, that's what nurtures me. It's like you feel like that is it. That's what makes you feel good. That's what nurtures you. King of Cups energy at the bottom. It's like you felt like a ruler in that energy. You felt good about yourself as long as you were with friends, there was camaraderie, but that is what broke your heart. Those are the ideas, those are the thoughts that you held on to that pushed other people away because you didn't want to see the truth. You didn't want to have the perspective of the other side. You didn't want to consider the thoughts of the other person. You didn't want to consider communicating with someone else. And that has affected your foundation, your happiness. And now you're having to have the strength and courage to start this new cycle. And this new cycle is destined for you, divinely orchestrated. The fact that it leads into three major arcanas here. This has put you in a period of meditating and reflecting on your queen. Like seriously, we've seen all the queens and the empress. The only thing we haven't seen is the high priestess. I do feel like this has to do with a masculine and your divine feminine, who is your happiness, who is your clarity, who is the sunshine of your life. Mm. And now you're helping to get this new cycle, but it comes from having to make a choice. Mm-hmm. 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 Wow. I mean, wow. I mean, wow. You know what I'm saying? So again, take this how it resonates. If this is about you, if this is about another person. But my God. But my God. You know what I'm saying? This is serious. All right, so let's get some more on why you have such a hard time with knowing where and when to invest your energy. Is there any other messages about where that comes from? Again, I cannot make this up. It's coming down to what you feel nurtures you. Nurturing. The journey, like this was reversed the other day in the reading about as if like how you have a hard time when it comes to walking out the process. It's like that's the part that you have the resistance to. So what has affected you when it comes to knowing where and when to invest your time? I'm getting like the fact that, because this is someone who's waiting for their ships to come in. And you can see the little ships, but this always threw me off. I always thought that this was someone like in a desert land. But can you perceive that this is water? Is it? I mean, I don't know. I mean, we're just getting into symbolism here. But normally water is blue, especially when it's daytime. But everything is orange. Everything. Wow, I'm getting like it's like orangey yellow, right? There's like orange and yellow. So I'm getting like sacral solar energy, like your creative wands, your what you believe about yourself. It's like what you believe ultimately. Do you believe that these ships are coming in? As if what's affected you when it comes to where and how to invest your time, you you don't like this part, the nurturing, because this is feminine energy, cups. The wands, this is a masculine principle. It's something that you can't see. It's spiritual. It's unseen. It's a fire, it's a passion, it's a burning, it's a knowing. And that is what nurtures you. That's what nourishes you for the journey, is belief and knowing. It's as if I'm picking up on the message, like if you can't see it, you don't believe it. And you may not think that about yourself, but that's what's coming out in the cards. And the underlying energy, it's like not wanting to move forward, not wanting to move on from the Three of Cups. You're like, no, the Three of Cups is what makes me happy. I don't want to introduce anything new. I don't want to have to get to know anything new. I don't want to have to do something different, learn something different. It's like you feel this resistance to something new because you've gotten so used to what is. And I'm even picking up on the energy of stagnancy. If you don't allow yourself to move past nurturing, and for some reason, the threes, or it's not for some reason, but it's like to even explain that right now, I'm not even going to try to. But when it comes to the threes, I get the energy of a baby. It's like if you don't move on past immaturity, if you don't move on past baby food, you can't appreciate a steak. For my vegans, you can't appreciate a lion's mane mushroom steak or something. I don't know, whatever. Okay. You can't appreciate jackfruit stew. You can't appreciate a more nourishing, hearty, mature, first class meal. I mean, baby food could be first class. I'm not hating on the babies, right? But it's the point of like maturity. It's like you struggle with maturing, moving past your comfort zone. Moving past your comfort zone. What more? What other messages? What else about this? Queen of Cups. Nurturing yourself. This is someone who's focused on their own cup. Not like, oh, let's put all our cups together. No. And I'm even tapping into like Three of Swords energy. See, the Empress had to overcome all that. The Empress had to overcome feeling left out, feeling, and I'm seeing the Three of Swords in particular, had to overcome what people think about her, what people say about her, because she chose her own heart, chose to nurture her own heart, chose to protect what's in her cup. This is someone who's spiritual. This is the Queen of Cups relates to the High Priestess card. This is intuitive person here. This is someone who is not afraid to choose themselves. So what has affected you when it comes to knowing where and how to invest your time? And you're having the end. This is the second time we're seeing the Ten of Swords. This is confirmation that you're ending this cycle of not being willing to choose yourself, to choose maturity, to choose growth, to choose what is good for you. This is like having candy all the time. You want your teeth to rot out? Like, that's not a fallacy. If you eat candy all day, every day, and that's your only nourishment and sustenance, your body's going to see it. We're going to see it in your teeth. We're going to see it in your mind. We're going to see it in your body. Doctors, people who have internal instruments and tests will be able to see it in your internal body. You can't just have candy all the time. You can't just have sweets. You can't just have baby food. It can't be sweet all the time. This must be a message for someone because it is really coming out so strongly here. So you're learning these lessons. All three of these cards are about nourishment, nutrients, sustenance, what's best for you. And you're ending this cycle. And this has been something I feel like that has affected you since childhood. I kind of want to pull another card on that because this is like we've seen this card a couple times now. It's affected your love life. It's affected your relationships. It's affected how you show up in partnership. It's affected how you see yourself. Who can see themselves as strong, as a true emperor, as a true ruler, if you're not truly making those choices? It's a fallacy. It's like, and that's, I'm picking up on that Seven of Swords we saw earlier. It's like, it's an illusion. It's an illusion of being in control of your life. Because someone who's in control of their life, the Emperor, see, the four had to learn the lesson of the three. The four is the next progression after three. The four is also the match to the Empress. So talking about choosing your Empress, having to gone through having lost your Empress, even if it's just you internally having lost that part of yourself that was compassionate, that was kind, that was nourishing, that knew how to grow things. Trying to lead as a dictator is someone that's leading without heart. And we can look at Leo energy as the heart of the zodiac. The fifth house, creativity, the house of children, the house of shining bright. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. You can only do that after facing your shadows, after healing and knowing how to nourish yourself. You can't be up on stage trying to perform for the world and you over here been living off candy. Can't even smile for the people because your teeth looking crazy. These are interesting analogies. I'm going to get one more because I'm going to get one more because I like the fact that the four cards relating to the Emperor, relating to hilarious at the bottom of the deck, the Three of Swords, relating to your identity. Like, I feel like the cycle that you're ending, this has been like an identity that you have carried. It's coming to an end and it's been divinely orchestrated to do that. I feel like everything in your life has happened in the way that it did to get you to this ending, to this ego death that you needed to have to step into who you truly are. Because if you're attracted to these readings, you have a divine purpose for your life. But if you are not willing to move past your own immaturity, are you going to get there for real? So let's get the final card about how this has shaped your identity. This has been a part of you. Six of Pentacles. This has affected you being able, and at the bottom of the deck, we have Devil energy. You've been living out of your shadow. What you thought was the light is really the darkness, which is really interesting when we think about the polarity because it's always both. But it's like you've been living from this place, out of obsession, out of bondage. You know, you've tied yourself to your shadow. Mm, mm, mm. I said that the only card that hadn't come out was the High Priestess, and here she is. We saw the Empress, all the Queens, and the High Priestess. Divine Feminine is in the building. Divine Feminine is all up in this reading for the Divine Masculine. I feel like you had to go into Hermit. You had to learn how to shine a light in this dark place that you have been sitting in. And again, you know what's lying in the middle? That High Priestess. That this is what has been the center of it all, the focal point of it all. This has been your motivation because you want this Empress, because you want this High Priestess, because you want this Divine Feminine. That is your happiness. That is your sun. That is your clarity. Like, you are really your own happiness, but we're not made that to live alone. It is not good for man to be alone, which is why God created a helpmeet, a companion, someone that complements you. Because you are whole and complete on your own. That is the 9. But it's when two can come together that you experience something more full. So you have this not knowing how and where to invest your time, where to invest your energy, where to invest your money. It's affected you being a reciprocal individual, like you knowing and understanding and showing reciprocity. knowing how to give and receive equally, which 6 is a multiple of 3. 2 threes make up a 6. Like, when both people are nurturing, when you're able to nurture both sides, when you can nurture yourself and your partner, when you can nurture yourself, when you can do what's best for you and the other person. This is what has been a part of your identity for so long. It has been a toxic and karmic cycle. But the 15 reduces to a 6. This has brought harmony to your life. This lesson that seemed very hard. Oh, oh, we finally saw the Ace of Swords. Here she is. Here he is. And the King of Swords. Wow. Wow. Which, you know what's hilarious? 3 swords. Ace of Swords, King of Swords, Knight of Swords. Like, now you've seen the truth. You've had a breakthrough. The sword is piercing through the crown chakra. You have had this massive awakening, and now you're able to rule. We saw that Queen of Swords at the beginning of the deck. Now you're finally like coming into balance within yourself. And now you can come into union with this divine feminine who was already willing to do that. See, the feminine, she's got her other hand open. She's holding up her sword and she's got the hand open. She's receptive. She's receptive with her truth. You can come in, but the truth is what rules. That's why the sword is up. The truth is what rules. And now you're ready to rush in. Now you're ready to take action from a place of truth because you've been finding balance. Oh my God. Because you've been finding balance. And this heartbreak is kind of what you needed. The breaking open of your heart. You needed, the truth had to pierce your heart 3 times. That's the same. I'm getting even the energy of that 3 of Cups. Like, imagine that these were 3 swords. People were like holding up their truth, but it's not. It's emotions. For some reason I'm getting the feeling that like the people that you did invest in, the friends, the places that you put on a pedestal, you considered these things as so high, it broke your heart. You find that you had to see the truth of this situation. What you thought made you happy, it broke your heart. Wow. That must be tough. I mean, haven't we all been there? I feel like that is part of the human journey, right? But especially when we're unaware to it, especially when we don't want to see the truth, when we literally have the truth, but we're closed off to it, when we're trying to juggle, when you have the perception that you really have a choice, but with the infinity loop around it, it's like one looks big, one looks small. It's like you really don't have a choice. You really don't have a choice. It's all from the divine. The 90% and the 10. The 90 looks so big, but that's the subconscious. That's God. The 10%, your little 10% looks so small. So let's work with, either way, we're working with both. Like, you really don't have a choice. That's the thing of life. We think we have a choice, and you're learning the truth on that. You cannot run from the truth. If you loved this Empress, that's why the divine has brought you back around, because it is the truth of you. The relationship with yourself, union of divine masculine and feminine within yourself, that is the truth of you. And whatever this counterpart relationship is, clearly it's also the truth of you, which is why it keeps freaking showing up. I keep telling you guys, I be wanting this reading to be about you. I don't be wanting these to be love readings. There's plenty of those out here on the YouTube platform. There's plenty of love tarot readings. or tarot love readings, whatever. Okay. There's plenty of those out there. This is supposed to be about you and your healing, helping you with your shadow work, the things that you're struggling to work with, our Cancer energy, the things that where it's like our shadows are hurting us when we don't see it or we're avoiding it or whatever. That's again the point and purpose and intention of this channel is to support you in knowing who you are and working with that archetypal energy of Cancer. Because every single placement is important, but Cancer, especially our roots, our mother, our identity, who we truly are within ourselves, in the private life, in the unseen, that is Cancer energy. And so that is important. When we're experiencing Cancer, the disease, people who have lost loved ones due to Cancer, due to things that they were not wanting to acknowledge, things that they could not see that was hurting them. That is the point of this channel, the things that you cannot see. This, you not knowing where and how to invest your energy, it has been hurting you. It has been hurting you. And you don't even know it. You didn't even realize it. But now that truth has been illuminated to you. Now you're seeing where you invested your time into friends and you weren't wanting to invest in the journey and where you really needed to go. And you didn't know how to really nourish yourself and how to pour into yourself and how to not be codependent on someone else. Being able to stand in your own strength, to feel whole within yourself. And it's affected your give and take. And I'm getting to that this has affected your relationship with the divine as well. Things that the divine wants to give you and can't because you ain't really did the work for it. You haven't done what you needed to do to really receive the blessing. I'm getting that Ace of Pentacles visual, to receive the blessing that God wants to give you. So now you're understanding the truth of who you are. It has been handed to you from the divine, has broken through your crown chakra, has caused a spiritual awakening for you. It was brought upon you from the spirit. These are things that we cannot control. The aces, this is not from us. It's from the divine. So God has given you a truth that no one would be able to give you. And it was a truth that you received on the inside of yourself, not through friends, not through coming together with people. No, this was something that happened on the inside. This was an inside job. Okay? And now, you knowing who you are, now you're like, okay, now I can wield this truth. I can wield this sword that the divine has given me. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The Word, the Spirit, all of that, it's God's. When we're speaking, that's God's words, and we're organizing them to formulate our thoughts. You are coming into this truth that you are nothing without the divine. Your 10% is nothing without the other 90 for real. That the life that you thought you wanted to live on your own, it's empty without your empress. It's empty without your nourishment. It's empty without your sunshine. It's empty without your happiness. And now you're ready to take action from that place of truth and integrity. And you're ready to rush in with it because now the truth has been given to you and you're rushing in because you feel like you've lost this person. But the discipline, the diligence, the work that you're putting in is what also is carrying you through this. But you had to work through this devil energy. You had to go through being alone and recognizing that this is really what you wanted all along. Wow. Oh my God, that got so... Okay, so I was so distraught that the video had cut off. But I really want to get the last of this message out. So I have pulled 3 cards. If like your identity was shaped by like you not knowing where and how to invest your time, We pulled those cards. So then I was like, so let's pull 3 cards as far as like what you need to know, what spirit wants you to know. I don't know. It was kind of, I'm trying to remember like what I even asked, but it was about basically the 3 things, like if nourishment, if the 3 energy was part of an issue for you at the moment. I had pulled 3 cards on that. So it was the Death card, the Ten of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. So this ego death was necessary, and it's led you to your Ten of Cups. It's leading you to your Ten of Cups. The sun coming up on the Death card, it's like it's darkest right before the dawn. It's like you had to go through this ego death this time. The Death card also reduces to a 4, Emperor energy. Like you had to go through this so you could really know and understand who you truly are. Um, the Ten of Cups, the fact that it's like this death is like walking into the Ten of Cups, it's like this has led you into true happiness. That what was false, the mask, and I was saying how I was hearing mask off from Future, like mask off, fucking mask off. Like you had to take the mask off, because if you thought going into this Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, that must be a message too. Going into this Ten of Cups with the false identity, the mask that you were wearing, I feel like it wasn't really going to be real. Okay. I'm even seeing like all the cups really spilled out. It's like nothing would really be in these cups. It would be false. It would be fake. It would be empty. It would be empty love. So the ego death was necessary for you to truly walk into ultimate happiness. And the fact that the Ace of Swords had came out, I just felt like this was just so magical, bro. Like we saw all the aces in this reading, um, all the kings. I mean, we've seen them all. I saw the Hierophant a couple times, saw the High Priestess, Emperor, Empress, everything. I feel like this is definitely like divine counterpart, but also, and more so, about the union within yourself. Because if we are the masculine, if we are the outward expression of God, then our subconscious, the internal, the feminine, is the unseen part of ourself. It's the God that we cannot see, which is 90% of it. Anyway, I'm just like, I hate when the videos cut off, because I feel like the messages that came out were just like so channeled and so magical. But I still want you to hear the rest of the message. So the Death card, the Ten of Cups, the Ace of Swords is what you're getting. Like this rebirth. You've been reborn by ending this cycle. You've been reborn. You're walking into ultimate happiness, ultimate truth, like the truth of who you are, the truth of life, knowing how to communicate. I'm even getting like right thoughts about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Um, Something is being gifted to you from the divine. I'm even getting like a gift of communication. So if you haven't been in contact with a specific person, then maybe you're going to be granted access to be able to speak your truth to that person. The Four of Pentacles being at the bottom of the deck, you knowing what to hold on to after going through all of this struggle with that Seven of Pentacles, knowing where and how and when to invest. Now you know what to hold on to after receiving everything. And then I was saying how I felt like you were going to hold on to love. And see how I cut off that you were going to hold on to love. And by holding on to that love, this victory and success was coming in for you. You're going to be healing these conversations, these arguments. You're going to be coming into union. This Four of Wands energy, 1111. Union with the divine counterpart, marriage, strong foundation by this newfound emotional maturity that you have from going through this ego death, healing this heartbreak of harsh words that were said, you holding on to this broken heart, not wanting to see the truth of a situation. But all of that is being broken and lifted, and you're going to be successful and victorious and have this homecoming with this person that you love, the mirrored image of the cards, the fact that 6 mirrors the 4, and you have these 2 6s that are also, well, a 4 and a 6 that were mirroring. And then we had the strength and the Four of Swords. It's like you healing, meditating, reflecting, the strength and courage that you have. There were so many cards at the bottom of the deck. So a lot of major arcanas, a lot of major things that are happening. These are not just day-to-day routines. These are major life-changing circumstances that is affecting the trajectory of your life. Then I went ahead and picked a couple cards from the astrology oracle. We had Mercury and the trine, which gives us the energy of the three twice again. Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo, but Gemini traditionally rules the third house. Mercury being involved with the third house is the house of communication, of learning. And then we have the trine energy, which is also bringing in the energy of the three again. It's a 120-degree aspect, which is Hanged Man, which reduces back down to the energy of the Empress. But the threes being so prominent in your reading as far as what you have been needing. And that last row of the threes, it's like that's the remedy, that's the outcome of the issue that you had in regards to Seven of Pentacles energy. So there's been so many confirmations from this reading of the healing that you have done, why it was necessary, the remedies, and the beautiful things that are to come. When I tell you, Cancer, like the fact that the microphone cut out, this is like one of those things where it's like, okay, so like someone was really meant to get this message because the fact that it cut off. So watch the cards. You know, I mean, the cards were there to show you what was happening. Maybe I can do a voiceover or something, but what the heck, bro? What in the entire heck? Like, I don't even remember what I said, but all of the cards like was just showing how you're holding on to Empress, you're holding on to hope, you're holding on to love, you're holding on to who you are, and you'll never let it go because the truth has been illuminated to you. You're leading with love. I feel like you're going after this Empress and you're going to have victory and success, and you're going to have a homecoming. The fact that it was the mirror image, like this is what's meant for you. This is what's on the other side of everything that you've been going through. This is what's on the other side of death. Like the fact that the four mirrors the six, the other side of this death and transformation that you've gone through, this ego death, this rebirth that you've had to go through within yourself, is bringing you into victory, success, and coming home. 1111 ascension, like divine counterpart connection, the strength that you have, the courage, the world, like the fact that you've completed the cycle and there's a brand new one that's beginning, and the 21 reduces to a 3, like the 3 energy being all up in your reading. This has been divinely orchestrated. You are finally, like, you listen to the call. This is another card of rebirth, okay? And then you have meditated, you've rested, you've healed. This cycle is turning. You're coming like into this, back into this happiness, like the fact that this is still here. You see that. You see that. The sun, the queen, the empress, like this is all what's coming in for you. Yes, you have to make a decision. You probably have to leave your comfort zone, but you are complete. You're whole and you're ready for this. You have the emotional bandwidth. Like you have the capacity for this. And this is meant for you. So I'm sending you so much love. Oh my gosh. The fact that this happened twice, like this does not normally happen with my reading. So this is really, really interesting that this has all happened this way. But thank you so much for being here with me. I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.